Are you over 60? Doing all the right things, walking, watching your diet, maybe even sipping that trendy bone broth every morning, and yet you still feel weaker, shrinking in your muscles and watching fat creep in? You are not alone. Many people believe bone broth is the magic for aging bodies. But here's what's really going on inside your body and why bone broth is unlikely to stop what's silently happening. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. If you let sarcopenia progress unchecked, it often leads not just to weakness, but to loss of independence, falls, fatigue, insulin resistance, and a cascade of metabolic decline. For someone focused on longevity, metabolic health, energy, and natural interventions, preserving muscle is non-negotiable. Today I will show you how muscle is far more than meat on the bones. It is your metabolic engine, your safety net, your reserve of resilience. And I will teach you why one single food, not a trendy broth, outshines bone broth in its ability to protect, maintain, and even rebuild muscle after 60. Let me explain the root cause. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to the usual signals that drive growth and repair. This is called anabolic resistance. It means that what once was enough protein or stimulus no longer suffices. We need to deliver stronger, smarter signals to muscle cells to get them to rebuild. We also must manage insulin, cortisol, liver health, hormonal balance, and inflammation, because all those systems influence how muscle cells decide whether to build or break down. So here is what to expect in the next sections. The first key insight will show why bone broth is misleading. It is low in the amino acids that drive real muscle synthesis. Then I will unpack why aging muscle resists growth and how we can overcome that barrier by strategic nutrition. Next, I will reveal the hero food that research strongly supports for preserving and building muscle past 60. Then I will walk through how to structure meals, timing, and protein dose to activate muscle repair every single day. After that, I will cover supportive tactics, resistance training, supplements, sleep, inflammation control that turn the hero food into real gains. Finally, I will address common mistakes and pitfalls that sabotage muscle building even when you try everything right. If you find this helpful so far, tap the like button below and consider subscribing. I post content like this regularly. The supplements we discuss will be tagged in the video so you can explore them after. By the end of this talk, you will not only know what to eat, but when and how to combine it with lifestyle strategies so that after 60, you can build strength, reverse sarcopenia's slide, and reclaim metabolic vitality. Are you ready? Let us dive in. Let us start with the myth that bone broth builds muscle. Bone broth has become almost symbolic of healthy aging. You see it everywhere, slow-simmered, collagen-rich, promoted as the ultimate tonic for joints, skin, and strength. But here is what is really going on inside your body. When you drink that broth, you are giving your body amino acids. Yes, but not the ones your muscles are asking for. Bone broth is rich in collagen-derived amino acids such as glycine and proline. These are useful for connective tissue, skin, and gut lining, but they are not the building blocks that stimulate muscle protein synthesis. What the body truly needs to repair and grow muscle fibers are the essential amino acids, especially leucine, S-leucine, and valine, collectively known as the branched chain amino acids. Leucine in particular is the trigger. Think of it as the ignition key that turns on the muscle-building machinery in your cells, known as the M2R pathway. Without that signal, your body never flips the switch to start rebuilding muscle. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you are trying to build a house. Bone broth gives you bricks, but no cement, no steel, no blueprint. You cannot build a strong structure without the right materials. Likewise, collagen-rich broths give your body some amino acids, but they lack the essential ones that tell your body it is time to rebuild muscle. Now, the research supports this. Recent studies on older adults show that collagen or gelatin-based proteins have a low leucine content, roughly 1/10 of what is found in quality animal or plant-based proteins. When scientists compare bone broth to eggs, fish, or whey, they find the muscle-building response is dramatically lower. In simple terms, the signal never gets strong enough to overcome anabolic resistance, which becomes more pronounced after 60. This is why you can drink bone broth daily, even feel nourished, but your muscle tissue still quietly shrinks. It soothes the gut, hydrates the body, but it does not rebuild what sarcopenia is taking away. So, what should you do instead? Here are a few clear, evidence-based adjustments. Number 1, reassess your protein sources. Shift your focus toward complete proteins, those containing all 9 essential amino acids. Examples include eggs, fish, lean meats, dairy, soy, and certain legumes. Number 2, target leucine-rich foods. Aim for at least 2 to 3 grams of leucine per meal, which typically comes from about 30 grams of high-quality protein. This is the threshold research shows can activate the mTOR pathway even in older adults. Number 3, combine proteins strategically. If you are plant-based, mix legumes with grains or seeds, for example, lentils with quinoa, to complete the amino acid profile. Number 4, use bone broth for recovery, not for rebuilding. It can still serve as a supportive food for gut and joint health, but do not rely on it as your main muscle-preserving tool. And number 5, remember the context. Your muscles respond not just to what you eat, but to how often you stimulate them with resistance, movement, and recovery. If this is helpful so far, tap the like button and consider subscribing. I post content like this every day. The supplements and nutritional tools mentioned in this video are tagged below. You can explore them through trusted online sources. In the next section, we will go deeper into what really blocks muscle growth after 60 anabolic resistance and how to overcome it naturally using food, timing, and training. Here is what is really going on inside your body as you age. By the time you reach your 60s, your muscles begin to behave differently. Even when you eat enough protein, your body's ability to convert that protein into new muscle tissue declines. This phenomenon is known as anabolic resistance, a metabolic slowdown inside the muscle cells that makes them less responsive to growth signals from food and exercise. To understand it better, let us use a simple analogy. Imagine your muscle cells are like workers in a factory. When you were in your 30s or 40s, these workers responded quickly to every delivery of raw materials, in this case, protein. But as you grow older, the workers become sluggish. They no longer respond to small deliveries. They need a stronger message, better tools, and more frequent reminders to keep the factory running. That is what anabolic resistance looks like inside the body. What the research shows is that several biological factors drive this resistance. First, your insulin sensitivity decreases with age, making it harder for nutrients to enter muscle cells efficiently. Second, inflammation, often triggered by poor sleep, stress, or processed foods, interferes with the signaling pathways that tell your muscles to grow. Third, hormonal shifts, such as lower testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone, reduce the anabolic environment your muscles once thrived in. And finally, physical inactivity accelerates it all. The less you move, the more the muscle cells downregulate their receptors, making them deaf to the growth signal. But here's the empowering part. Anabolic resistance is not permanent. It is reversible with the right nutritional and lifestyle strategies. The key is to send a stronger, clearer, and more frequent signal to the muscle. Let us break that down. Number 1, protein dosing and distribution. Research now shows that older adults need more protein per meal to activate muscle protein synthesis, roughly 30 to 40 grams per sitting. The typical light breakfast or soup dinner is not enough to turn the switch on. Spread your protein evenly through the day rather than saving it all for one meal. Number 2, leucine threshold. Every meal should hit a minimum of 2 to 3 grams of leucine to overcome the anabolic barrier. Foods such as eggs, salmon, chicken, and whey protein are powerful for this reason. For plant-based eaters, soy protein isolate, tofu, or a pea rice protein blend can meet this target. Number 3, exercise synergy. Resistance training acts like an amplifier for the amino acid signal. When you contract muscles under load, even briefly, it activates the same mTOR pathway that leucine triggers. Combine the two, and the effect is multiplied. That is why even short sessions of resistance exercise, bands, squats, or light weights performed before or after a protein-rich meal dramatically improve the muscle response. Number 4, control inflammation and stress. Elevated cortisol and chronic inflammation block the anabolic response. Anti-inflammatory foods such as fatty fish, berries, olive oil, turmeric, and leafy greens create a more favorable environment for muscle repair. Number 5, sleep and circadian rhythm. Muscle repair happens primarily at night. Skipping sleep or staying up late disrupts growth hormone release and slows protein synthesis. Aim for consistent restorative sleep as seriously as you treat nutrition. Think of it this way. You are not just feeding muscle, you are retraining it, reminding the tissue how to respond again. Every meal and every bout of movement is a signal. The stronger and more consistent the signal, the more your muscle learns to rebuild, even past 60. If this resonates so far, consider subscribing. I post daily evidence-based guidance to help you reverse age-related decline naturally. Next, we will move to the exciting part. The real hero food that science shows can rebuild muscle, enhance energy, and end sarcopenia far more effectively than bone broth ever could. Now that we understand why bone broth does not build muscle and what anabolic resistance truly means, let us talk about the food that does. The real hero food for rebuilding muscle after 60 is high-quality protein rich in leucine, particularly from eggs. Yes, the simple egg, nature's perfect protein. For years it was misunderstood and even feared because of cholesterol myths. But modern research has completely transformed our understanding. Whole eggs provide the complete amino acid profile your body needs to rebuild and repair muscle tissue. They are rich in leucine, methionine, and leucine, which activate the mTOR pathway, the cellular switch that tells your muscles to grow. Here is what is really going on inside your body when you eat an egg. The amino acids from the egg reach your bloodstream within 1 to 2 hours, stimulating a surge of muscle protein synthesis. The yolk, often discarded, contains phospholipids, omega-3 fats, and micronutrients like vitamin D and choline that support mitochondrial health and lower inflammation. That means not only does the egg deliver the building blocks, but it also enhances the cellular environment where rebuilding happens. To put it in perspective, bone broth contains less than half a gram of leucine per serving. One egg contains nearly 1 gram. A breakfast of 3 eggs delivers enough leucine to cross the threshold that older muscle needs to trigger growth. That is why studies on older adults show that whole eggs after resistance training produce greater muscle protein synthesis than egg whites alone. The nutrients in the yolk actually help the body use the protein more effectively. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Think of your muscle like a construction site. Protein is the building material, leucine is the signal that tells the workers to start building, and the micronutrients in the yolk are the electricity that keeps the machinery running. Without all three, the project stalls. Now, how can you practically use this knowledge? Here are clear, actionable steps you can take today. Number 1, start your day with muscle-building protein. Begin breakfast with 3 to 4 eggs or combine eggs with another protein source such as Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Morning protein is especially powerful because it sets up your body for an anabolic state throughout the day. Number 2, pair eggs with fiber and healthy fats. Add vegetables, avocado, or olive oil to stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation. Remember, stable insulin levels are crucial for muscle repair. Number 3, train your muscles before or after your meal. Even a short 10 to 20 minute resistance session, bodyweight squats, push-ups, or band work increases amino acid uptake by the muscle. Number 4, do not fear dietary cholesterol. For most people, the cholesterol in eggs does not raise blood cholesterol significantly. In fact, it provides raw material for hormones like testosterone and estrogen that support muscle maintenance. Number 5, alternate your sources. If you are plant-based or simply want variety, rotate in leucine-rich foods such as lentils, soy, tempeh, quinoa, or fish. The principle remains the same: complete proteins in sufficient quantity and frequency. And number 6, be consistent. Your muscle does not care about single meals, it responds to patterns. Feed it well, move it often, and recover deeply. If this is valuable so far, tap the like button and subscribe. The supplements and products discussed here are tagged with this video. You can find them online. I post daily science-driven strategies to help you rebuild strength, restore energy, and reverse age-related decline naturally. In the next section, we will look at how to time and combine your meals for maximum muscle repair, because what you eat is powerful, but when and how you eat, it can make all the difference. Here is what most people get wrong. They eat enough total protein, but they eat it in the wrong way. For muscle preservation and repair after 60, timing and distribution are everything. The body can only utilize so much protein at once, and muscle protein synthesis has a threshold that must be reached to turn on growth. Below that point, nothing happens. Above it, muscle repair is maximized, but only for a few hours. So let us start with the physiology. When you eat a protein-rich meal, amino acids flood into your bloodstream. This rise signals the mTOR pathway in your muscle cells to begin rebuilding tissue. However, this effect peaks after about 2 to 3 hours, then returns to baseline. That means spreading your protein intake evenly. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is far more effective than concentrating it all in one meal. Here is a simple analogy. Imagine watering a dry plant. Pouring a full bucket once a day might drench it briefly, but leave it parched for the next 24 hours. A steady trickle 3 times a day, however, keeps it alive and growing. Your muscles work the same way. Now, what does research show? Studies on older adults consistently demonstrate that around 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, containing at least 2 to 3 grams of leucine, is the sweet spot for overcoming anabolic resistance. That translates roughly to 3 to 4 eggs, plus a serving of Greek yogurt, a palm-sized portion of fish, chicken, or tofu, a high-quality protein shake blended with berries and healthy fats. Breakfast is especially critical. Many older adults eat almost no protein in the morning, just toast or cereal, and that sets the muscle-building system to off for most of the day. By starting the morning with a leucine-rich meal, you immediately send a message to your body that growth, repair, and energy production matter today. Now, let us combine timing with synergy. There are 3 key principles to remember. Number 1, pair protein with resistance activity. When you eat within 1 to 2 hours after training, your muscles are primed to absorb amino acids. Even light resistance, body weight, elastic bands, or carrying groceries makes a significant difference. Number 2, combine proteins strategically. Different proteins digest at different rates. Whey protein is fast, casein or eggs are slower, and whole food proteins provide sustained release. Mixing them creates a steady amino acid supply, extending the anabolic window. Number 3, balance with micronutrients. Vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids enhance muscle protein synthesis. Vitamin D supports calcium metabolism and hormone balance. Magnesium improves ATP production, and omega-3 fatty acids reduce inflammation that blocks muscle repair. And here is one more practical timing tip. The evening protein dose. A small protein-rich snack before bed, such as a cup of Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a whey shake, has been shown to improve overnight muscle protein synthesis without affecting sleep. Remember, your body rebuilds while you rest. Let me illustrate this with a short example. Consider 2 65-year-old men, both consuming 100 grams of protein daily. One eats most of it at dinner, the other spreads it evenly, pairing each meal with brief resistance exercise. After 12 weeks, research shows the second individual maintains more lean muscle mass and greater strength, not because he ate more, but because he signaled his muscles more effectively. So, it is not only about the total amount you eat, but the timing, quality, and pattern of how you feed your muscles. When you get this right, the results compound: better energy, improved balance, stronger bones, and even sharper metabolic control. If this makes sense so far, consider subscribing and tapping the like button. The supplements and foods we mentioned are tagged in the video for reference. Next, we will build on this foundation and discuss the lifestyle activators, the daily habits that multiply your results and keep your muscle machinery switched on at any age. Now that we have covered the right foods, the right amino acids, and the right timing, it is time to focus on what truly multiplies your results. Lifestyle activators. These are the daily behaviors that switch your muscle machinery from maintenance mode to growth mode, even past 60. Think of them as the amplifiers that take everything you eat and make it work harder for you. Let us start with the most powerful one, resistance training. No nutrient or supplement can replace the effect of mechanical tension on muscle fibers. When you contract a muscle under resistance, whether it is a dumbbell, a resistance band, or even your own body weight, it sends an electrical and hormonal signal that tells your body this tissue is needed. Do not let it waste away. This signal activates satellite cells, the stem cells of your muscle, which fuse to existing fibers to rebuild and strengthen them. Here is what research shows. Just 2 to 3 resistance sessions per week can reverse years of muscle loss, even in people in their 70s or 80s. The key is progressive overload, gradually challenging your muscles a little more over time. You do not need heavy weights. Bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, and resistance bands are enough if you are consistent. Now, combine that with movement throughout the day. Sitting for long periods signals your muscles to shut down their energy engines, known as mitochondria. Break up sitting every 30 to 40 minutes. Stand, stretch, or walk. Every small burst of movement keeps the muscle metabolically active and insulin sensitive. Next comes sleep. This is when the real rebuilding happens. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone and repairs tissue. Skipping sleep or getting poor quality rest dramatically blunts muscle protein synthesis. Aim for 7 to 9 hours per night and try to keep your sleep schedule consistent. Think of your pillow as your most underrated recovery tool. Now let us talk about stress and cortisol. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which breaks down muscle tissue and encourages fat storage, especially around the abdomen. To protect muscle, balance your stress response with simple, repeatable habits, slow breathing, nature walks, meditation, or light stretching in the evening. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing before bed can lower cortisol and improve your recovery environment. Then there is nutrition synergy. Your lifestyle and nutrition are not separate, they reinforce each other. For example, doing light resistance training before a meal increases nutrient uptake by your muscles. Eating omega-3 rich foods like salmon or walnuts improves the muscle's sensitivity to anabolic signals from protein. Hydration matters too. Even mild dehydration can impair strength and recovery. Aim for steady hydration with water or mineral-rich fluids throughout the day. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Imagine your muscles as a field of crops. Protein and amino acids are the seeds, but your lifestyle is the sunlight, water, and soil quality. Without those, even the best seeds cannot grow. So here are your key activators to remember. Move your body daily. Every movement counts. Train your muscles 2 to 3 times a week. Focus on resistance, not cardio alone. Sleep deeply and consistently. Let your body rebuild while you rest. Manage your stress. Keep cortisol under control with mindfulness and relaxation. Stay hydrated and nourish your cells. Water, minerals, and whole foods are your foundation. If this content adds value, tap the like button and consider subscribing. The supplements and tools we discuss in this video are tagged for you to explore from verified online sources. Next, we will look at the common mistakes that quietly sabotage muscle preservation, the habits that undo even the best nutrition and exercise plan, and how to fix them quickly and naturally. Even with the best intentions, many people unknowingly undermine their progress. They eat the right foods, take the right supplements, and even move regularly, yet still lose muscle year after year. Why? Because a few subtle but critical mistakes block the body's ability to rebuild. Let us uncover them one by one. Number 1, undereating total calories. Many older adults focus so much on eating light or clean that they end up chronically undernourished. When your calorie intake drops too low, your body begins conserving energy and breaking down muscle to make up the deficit. Remember, your muscles are metabolically expensive to maintain. If your body senses scarcity, it lets them go to rebuild. You must eat enough total calories to support recovery. A small calorie surplus combined with resistance training encourages your body to build rather than burn muscle. Number 2, skipping breakfast or going too long without protein. Extended periods without amino acids leave the muscle in a catabolic state. That means breakdown exceeds repair. Skipping breakfast might seem harmless, but for someone over 60, it delays your first anabolic signal of the day. The longer you wait, the more your muscle protein synthesis potential declines. Begin your day with at least 25 to 30 grams of quality protein to set the anabolic tone early. Number 3, over-reliance on collagen or incomplete proteins. This ties back to our first section. Many people replace whole protein sources with collagen, thinking it is sufficient. Collagen supports skin and joints, but it lacks essential amino acids, especially leucine, needed for muscle synthesis. Think of it as maintenance for your connective tissue, not growth fuel for your muscle. Number 4, excess cardio without resistance training. Cardio is valuable for heart and brain health, but excessive endurance exercise without strength work can increase muscle breakdown, especially if paired with low protein intake. The solution is balance. Keep walking, swimming, or cycling for cardiovascular fitness, but make sure you train your muscles with load at least 2 to 3 times per week. Number 5, poor recovery and chronic stress. You can do everything right in the gym and the kitchen, but if you live in a constant state of tension, sleep poorly, or skip rest days, your cortisol stays elevated. High cortisol suppresses muscle growth, increases inflammation, and shifts your metabolism toward fat storage. Recovery is not optional, it is part of the growth process. Number 6, inconsistent routines. Muscle maintenance is not about intensity, it is about consistency. Doing resistance work once in a while or eating protein irregularly gives your body a mixed message. Muscles thrive on repetition. Each meal and each workout tells your body this strength is needed. Miss too many signals, and the system begins to downregulate. Number 7, ignoring hydration and electrolytes. Muscle tissue is nearly 75% water. Dehydration reduces performance, slows nutrient delivery, and increases fatigue. Older adults often have a reduced thirst response, so make hydration intentional. Include mineral-rich fluids, such as water with a pinch of sea salt or electrolytes. Number 8, neglecting micronutrients. Vitamins D, B12, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids are key to muscle metabolism. Deficiencies in any of these weaken mitochondrial function and lower energy availability for repair. A balanced diet, or supplementation when needed, keeps these systems functioning optimally. Think of your muscle like a bank account. Every high-protein meal, every resistance workout, every night of deep sleep is a deposit. Every skipped meal, every stressful night, every week of inactivity is a withdrawal. Over time, the balance determines whether you gain or lose. So, the solution is not perfection. It is consistency and awareness. Avoid these common pitfalls and your nutrition and training will begin to work the way science says they can. If this information resonates, tap the like button and subscribe. The supplements and products discussed in this video are tagged below for your reference through reliable online stores. Next, we will close everything together in the final section, tying all the physiological insights, nutritional tools, and lifestyle strategies into one clear roadmap to rebuild muscle, extend vitality, and reverse sarcopenia naturally. So, let us bring it all together. By now, you understand that bone broth, while soothing and nourishing in its own way, is not the solution to age-related muscle loss. The real problem is not a lack of collagen. It is anabolic resistance, the gradual fading of your muscle's ability to respond to growth signals. The good news is that this process is not fixed. It can be reversed with precision nutrition, daily movement, and a consistent pattern of recovery. Here is what is really happening inside your body when you make these changes. When you consume leucine-rich proteins, such as eggs, fish, lean meats, or quality plant-based proteins, and pair them with resistance training, you reactivate the M2R pathway, the switch that drives muscle repair. This not only builds strength and power, but also improves insulin sensitivity, stabilizes blood sugar, and fuels your metabolism. In other words, muscle is not just for movement, it is your body's metabolic engine. Let us revisit the key insights that make this transformation possible. Number one, bone broth lacks the amino acid composition necessary for real muscle growth. It supports connective tissue, but not the rebuilding of muscle fibers. Number two, aging brings anabolic resistance, but with the right dose and timing of protein, you can overcome it. Number three, eggs and other leucine-rich proteins act as the real hero foods for older adults, turning on muscle-building signals naturally. Number four, timing matters as much as quantity. Distribute your protein evenly across 3 meals, aim for 30 to 40 grams each, and always reach the leucine threshold of at least 2 to 3 grams per meal. Number 5. Lifestyle activators, resistance training, quality sleep,